Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Given the success of Sister Wives Season 19, it is likely that Season 20 is currently in development. In September 2010, the well-liked reality TV program that starred the polygamist family made its debut. Kody Brown was getting ready to wed Robyn Brown, his fourth and youngest wife, at the time. He previously had 3 wives, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Meri Brown. But Kody disregarded his previous 3 marriages and their kids after Robyn joined the Brown household. In November 2021, Christine ended her spiritual marriage to Kody after 10 years of battling to stay together. Soon after, Christine fell in love with David Woolley, whom she lovingly refers to as her soulmate. Sister Wives Season 19 now chronicles the couple's journey to the altar after their October 2023 marriage. In the meantime, Meri announced her separation with Kody in January 2023 after Janelle made the decision to break up with him in December 2022. The father of the Brown family is monogamous with Robyn as a result of these splits, which strains their relationship. Because of their frequent arguments, Robyn even admitted to gradually losing respect for Kody. In the September 2024 debut of Sister Wives Season 19, Kody, Robyn, and Christine met awkwardly for the first time after months apart at Michael T's baby shower. With 15 episodes, the latest season has been as exciting as the others. On December 25, 2024, Sister Wives' 19th season finale will air. There hasn't been any recent information about Sister Wives Season 20 progress because Season 19 is still airing. But in terms of Meri's dating life, the ending will leave viewers hanging. TLC's Sister Wives Season 20 launch date has not been formally announced by the network as of December. Since Meri, Janelle, and Christine have left Kody, there are hints that Season 19 might be the last one, leaving the Brown family without any sister wives. Meri doesn't have a close relationship with either Christine or Janelle, although Christine and David are happily married. But given how well audiences have responded in recent months, it's probable that filming for Sister Wives Season 20 has already started. Christine keeps up a close contact with Janelle and seems content in her recent marriage to David. Sister Wives Season 20 will probably see the return of this reality TV pair. Many fans are curious in Meri's dating history and the type of man she is seeking following her breakup with Kody. Although they might not be the main focus of Sister Wives Season 20, Kody and Robyn might return in some way. Season 19 of Sister Wives premiered in September and will run through December 2024. After a hiatus of at least 10 months, the show usually returns with a new season. This implies that the 20th season of Sister Wives might debut in September or October of 2025. Since the season usually comprises of 11 to 15 episodes and editing takes time, the production team would need to start filming by early 2025 in order for the new season to debut in late 2025. Sister Wives Season 20 might perhaps already be in development. According to In Touch Weekly on Instagram, the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all was a high-drama event. Kody and Robyn were questioned on a number of important topics, including favoritism, during the June 15, 2025 special, but neither of them directly responded. It's not unexpected that Kody and Robyn feel uncomfortable discussing their past years of pretending there was no partiality. Since things appeared hopeless and the now-exes thought Kody was only living for Robyn, they left him. Therefore, everyone has strong feelings about this problem. According to Robyn, a historical clip was, they avoided questions about the beginning of their romance. They appeared to follow various rules during their courtship. In fact, it seemed as though the rulebook was completely disregarded. Robyn and Kody, for instance, had a more elaborate wedding. Such opulent pleasures were never enjoyed by the other women. Robyn donned a lovely white wedding dress that Kody helped her choose for her special day. As demonstrated in a previous Sister Wives season, this heightened Christine's feelings of envy. The degree of intimacy between Robyn and Kody before to their marriage is occasionally disputed as well. Before exchanging vows, did they do anything more than kiss? Throughout the one-on-one, there were further noteworthy incidents. Janelle came clean about love bombing, claiming that Cody had manipulated her by engaging in the questionable practice of romantically dating someone else. Narcissists frequently engage in love bombing, which is characterized by a lot of romance that is actually too good to be true. The other person then starts to seek more love, while the love bomber starts to show less and less affection. The person who wants more love is increasingly disregarded and attempts to make up for whatever went wrong, but in reality, they haven't changed at all. Although ending communication with a love bomber is frequently the best course of action in this difficult scenario, Janelle and Cody share children. They were spiritually wed. Therefore, disentangling wasn't an easy task. Several Sister Wives cast members expressed strong emotions during the one-on-one. Sister Wives fans are attempting to put the fractured pieces of the polygamous family back together as season 19 has begun to settle down. The relationship is officially over as Cody Brown finally acknowledged having a favorite wife and losing Garrison Brown. Although season 19 had many difficult moments, I found 3 to be particularly noteworthy. In my opinion as a viewer, these events permanently altered the family's trajectory. Let's examine. Janelle Brown has always had a knack with numbers, as Sister Wives viewers are aware. She has been promoted as the polygamous family's banker since season 1. Janelle would check the financial viability of any ideas that came to her. The family would have constructed and relocated to Coyote Pass long ago if she had her way. However, Cody's latest allegations have people reeling. Because everyone was drawing from the same account, Janelle said during the tell-all, "I never felt like I had much control over my own money." Additionally, although Janelle initially believed that a family money pilot was a fantastic concept, gradually animosity developed among all parties. "That's how we set up our family," the mother of 6 continued. However, it was incredibly difficult toward the end. "When we all first started, there was kind of like this thing where we weighed in on what bills should be paid, how we were going to pay, who had priority. Then, for the past few years, Cody would simply withdraw money, and I'm not sure why," Janelle went on. Additionally, a lot of money was being spent. In response, Cody refuted the accusations. "I was a husband to more than just Janelle, and a father to 18, he asserted. Therefore, there were numerous locations where money needed to go that weren't always Janelle's concern. What is that saying? The source of all evil is money. Meri Brown was arguably one of the few wives who embraced Robyn Brown. She made an effort to show kindness to the 4th and favorite wife, despite the fact that it was a gesture that would ultimately backfire. When the patriarch mentioned that he wishes his wife were more like Robyn, the mother of one said, "I don't think that's fair for him to even say," at the reunion. According to Meri, Cody wanted to raise every wife up to the same level of divine love as he had for Robyn. However, that was untrue. During her confessional, Meri was clearly irritated. "We're all supposed to be Robyn," she said. "I'm Meri, and I apologize. I will not be like Robyn. I'm going to be my own individual person," she continued. "I'd rather not be her." It wasn't until the season that Meri realized Robyn wasn't her friend. The former first wife began to doubt her faithfulness after she was used and abandoned. Meri quickly came to the conclusion that she had to leave Cody and never turn back. Cody eventually acknowledged what everyone knew after 10 years of watching Sister Wives. Above all, he loved Robyn. When it came to Robyn, Cody broke every rule. She was the object of his long-term courtship. Before getting married, the couple had sex. He stole kisses in surreptitiously, and even assisted in choosing her wedding gown. Therefore, nobody was shocked when he ultimately admitted that he simply liked Robyn better. Simply relieved. Who would have thought that a luggage rack could cause such a stir? However, Cody consistently took the rack for his belongings while the other women's baggage remained on the ground. Robyn said, yes, when asked if she had the baggage rack. "This is really dumb. Did you not know that it was a pet peeve of theirs?" the host then inquired. Robyn replied, "I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe I put my bags up there first. It's not really that huge." However, the remark was significant since it made it obvious that Cody was more concerned about Robyn. Because it demonstrated that she was aware of her position in the hierarchy, the mother of 5's careless behavior only served to fan the flames. If you've followed Sister Wives for any length of time, You know that the show's dramatic core has never been in its scripted moments. It's been in its raw, uncomfortable silences. It's been in the glances exchanged between Christine and Robyn when Cody walks into the room, the awkward way Janelle tries to straddle truth and diplomacy, and the long-simmering rage behind Meri's exhausted smile. But there are 3 moments in the show's long history that cracked the entire Brown family wide open, and each one revealed just how fragile plural marriage had become in a world built on performative unity. These weren't just emotional breakdowns or fleeting fights, they were public implosions of trust. From a shocking divorce arrangement to a wedding day meltdown to a brutal confrontation in a one-on-one chair, these scenes didn't just mark emotional low points, they exposed a deep rot of resentment, favoritism, and betrayal that had been building for years. Fans didn't just watch them unfold. They felt the tectonic shift that would change the Brown family forever. The first flashpoint? Cody's legal divorce from Meri to marry Robyn in 2014. On the surface, it was sold as a practical move. Robyn's children from a previous marriage, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna, needed to be legally adopted, and in order for that to happen, Robyn needed to be legally married to Cody. So Meri, ever the dutiful first wife, volunteered to give up her legal status, sacrificing her title and legal connection to Cody for the good of the family. At least, that was the PR version. But fans weren't fooled. Neither was Meri. The moment she signed the divorce papers and Robyn became Cody's only legal wife, a silent scream erupted behind her eyes, and the pain never left. The fallout wasn't immediate, but it was deep. Cody began spending more time at Robyn's home. Robyn became the gatekeeper for Cody's decisions. The family's decision-making shifted subtly, but permanently to revolve around her. And Meri? She became a ghost in her own marriage. That legal document didn't just change marital status. It redefined the family hierarchy in a way that couldn't be undone. Robyn was crowned, not by ceremony, but by legal maneuver. And Meri's quiet tears in that episode were the opening notes of a tragic solo arc that would stretch over the next several seasons. The second explosive moment came years later, in season 17, when Christine finally said what everyone else had been afraid to voice for years. "I don't want to be married to Cody anymore." But it wasn't just the divorce that rocked the family, it was Cody's reaction. Instead of listening, reflecting, or even grieving the end of their nearly 30-year relationship, Cody launched into a volcanic tirade, accusing Christine of betrayal, manipulation, and disrespect. "You never tried to love the other wives," he shouted, voice trembling with rage, not heartbreak. Christine, sitting coolly across from him in one of the show's most uncomfortable confrontations, calmly replied, "Because they weren't kind to me." The moment was searing. And it laid bare what fans had long suspected, that Cody didn't value emotional intimacy as much as he valued obedience. The tension between him and Christine had been simmering for years, ever since the move to Flagstaff, the shift in parenting philosophies, and the COVID protocols that left Christine and her children cut off from the rest of the family. But in that moment, Cody's mask cracked wide open. He wasn't a husband grieving a lost marriage. He was a man furious about losing control. And Christine? She became a feminist icon in a single sentence. "I deserve to be happy." It was the emotional emancipation of the series, a line in the sand that no amount of therapy talk or "we're still family" slogans could blur. Christine walked away from Cody and from the lifestyle he claimed to lead, with her dignity intact, while he stewed in bitterness, trying to convince the camera that it was about loyalty, not love. But perhaps the most tense moment in Sister Wives history, and the most culturally damning, came in the season 18 tell-all, when the entire structure of the plural marriage came under fire in the form of brutal, one-on-one sit-downs with moderator Sukanya Krishnan. It was in these interviews, especially Janelle's, that the emotional bankruptcy of the family became undeniable. When Sukanya asked Janelle if she still loved Cody, her eyes, usually full of calm wisdom, turned steely. "I love who he used to be," she said. "But I don't know that man anymore." Cody, in his separate interview, snapped back that Janelle chose the kids over him, revealing his deep-seated resentment for women who didn't prioritize his ego. But the most haunting moment came when Meri, long the silent observer, finally admitted, "I haven't had a relationship with Cody in over a decade. I just kept hoping." Her voice cracked, and across social media, thousands of fans echoed her heartbreak. This was no longer a family. It was a performance, a brand, and the women, once told they'd be loved equally, were now revealing how alone they had been for years. Robyn's tears, once a staple of emotional manipulation, didn't land with fans anymore. They felt strategic, hollow, staged. Because now, the women weren't just airing dirty laundry. They were breaking the fourth wall, revealing that even they knew the show was built on a crumbling foundation. So, what do these 3 moments tell us about Sister Wives as a series, and about plural marriage as a concept? First, that power dynamics in plural marriage are rarely equal, and when the illusion of fairness crumbles, deep resentment takes root. Second, that silence is not agreement, just delay. Christine's departure and Janelle's revelations didn't come out of nowhere. They came from years of being sidelined, unheard, and emotionally deprived. And finally, that when legal structures shift in families built on shared values, loyalties shift too. The legal divorce from Meri wasn't just paperwork, it was a pivot point, one that made everything that followed feel like slow-motion betrayal. The tension in Sister Wives wasn't about screaming matches or physical fights. It was in the way Christine looked away when Robyn spoke. It was in the way Meri kept waiting for a text that would never come. It was in Janelle's exhausted tone when she talked about peace over partnership. These 3 seismic moments, the legal divorce, the volcanic split with Christine, and the brutal truth bombs of the tell-alls, are more than just drama. They're cultural snapshots. They're markers of a family and a belief system slowly unraveling under the weight of emotional inequality and unchecked male ego. And fans? They didn't just watch, they took sides. They wrote essays, started podcasts, created viral memes. Because the Browns, for all their dysfunction, were a mirror. A reflection of how systems, religious, patriarchal, familial, promise one thing and often deliver another. And those 3 moments? They weren't just television. They were turning points. And they showed us what happens when love is conditional, control is disguised as commitment, and the truth finally gets louder than the lie. In the wake of those explosive moments, the legal divorce from Meri, Christine's declaration of independence, and the emotionally charged season 18 tell-all, it became increasingly clear that the Brown family's version of plural marriage was no longer functioning as a lifestyle. It had become a performance art piece of denial, held together not by faith or commitment, but by decades of habit, shame, and fear of public unraveling. And while fans once tuned in to see a functional, polygamous family challenge stereotypes, they now stayed to watch it collapse, brick by emotional brick. The tension that once simmered quietly beneath Sunday dinners and family meetings has now boiled over into a near-constant state of quiet warfare, where each wife seems to be circling her own orbit, and Cody stands at the center, not as a spiritual leader, but as a man grasping for control he no longer has. Take Janelle, for instance. In the past, she was always the logical wife, the financial advisor, the one who could stay emotionally neutral even when everything around her was chaos. But after Christine's exit and Cody's refusal to repair things with their children, especially their sons, Janelle cracked. In one of the most memorable confrontations to date, she screamed at Cody, "You don't even know your kids." That one sentence said everything. Janelle wasn't just angry about the COVID protocols or about Cody's favoritism of Robyn. She was furious that the man she once respected as a father figure had become a ghost in their children's lives. Gabriel and Garrison, once featured lovingly in earlier seasons, were now openly estranged from their father, and Cody's dismissive attitude toward the rift only made the wound deeper. The tension between father and sons, captured in side interviews, awkward silences, and tearful conversations with Janelle, represented more than a family falling apart. It showed the complete erosion of patriarchal authority, especially when that authority fails to meet the basic standards of love, presence, and humility. And then there's Meri, The first wife who legally sacrificed everything for the greater good of the family, only to be left out in the emotional cold for over a decade. For years, she sat silently on the sidelines, hoping Cody would come around, quietly justifying his emotional absence as a phase, a test, a punishment she somehow deserved. But fans knew. They watched as Meri grew smaller and smaller in group scenes, reduced to nothing more than polite nods and forced smiles. When the catfishing scandal exploded years earlier, she was publicly humiliated, not just by strangers, but by Cody himself, who weaponized her loneliness against her and used the betrayal as an excuse to further withdraw. But in the tell-alls and the seasons that followed, Meri started reclaiming her voice. She stopped chasing. She started building her own life. And in perhaps the most bittersweet plot twist of the show, she finally told the cameras, "If Cody doesn't love me anymore, then that's his loss."